Hello, darlings. Sable Hawthorne here to read you a bit from my new book. That kiss was the realest thing I'd ever seen Miles do in his life, and it only made me more curious. This girl certainly didn't look like the type who would turn up pregnant, claiming it was my son's child. In fact, she didn't look like Miles's type at all, which only made me more certain she was. One corner of my lips tugged up into a delighted smirk. Miles had done it this time. He'd gotten himself in deeper than he'd even realized. But I realized it. I was, after all, his mother. I raised him. I spoiled him. I turned him into the rather selfish, arrogant individual that paraded himself around like heaven's gift to the earth. But he had some saving graces, and this may have been one of them. In his desperate attempt to ensure he met the terms of my brother-in-law Jason's will, I had assumed Miles would have ploughed into a marriage with some leggy model. It would, of course, been a disaster, and I would have been bailing him out within the week. And all of that progress he made to force others to take him seriously would have been ruined. I'd known since the moment he said he'd married that something was very wrong. He'd hesitated before the word love had escaped his lips. But he'd brought it up too quickly, the will, that is, and in that moment I'd known. That's why he'd done it. And immediately I'd started to plan, to scheme. It helped us, of course it did. Without a wife, Miles stood to lose out on voting shares in Hawthorne Media, and with his half-brother Dominic circling, he couldn't afford that loss. I detested Dominic, but I tolerated him for my husband's sake. But this could give us a leg up. Only if it lasted. I narrowed my eyes at the woman in my son's arms, tense, nervous, probably a little frightened. That wide-eyed glance she gave him when he pulled back said everything, along with the way she touched her lips, like she was surprised he'd kissed her. I suppressed a chuckle before I spoke. Well, there you are. I thought you'd gotten lost, or maybe your new bride had run away. The woman twisted to face me, her eyes ridiculously wide, like she'd been caught sneaking in after curfew. She flushed, her pale skin turning pinky red as her lips parted. Adorable. Those sparkling green eyes, the soft features, and her equally demure demeanor, Miles had outdone himself. Yes, this I could work with. I hope you enjoyed that snippet. There's more to read for free. Grab my book now.